Hello and welcome to iamGEEK. This is episode 297. I'm your host Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin.
Heyo.
And we are back from Comicpalooza.
Hey.
Back from a wild, wacky weekend down in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
We got to do some panels, host some panels, be on some panels. And, got to dress up.
Yes.
There we go.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's done.
That's our
Good
recap
job, everybody.
Comicpalooza 2024.
Yep.
In a
We have to
nutshell.
keep it family friendly. So everything else that happened.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I'm just kidding.
From what Katrin remembers, it wasn't.
Jeez.
Got him.
Got him.
Anyways, we're back. We had I think we had a good year this year, right?
I think it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
real
different. Yeah.
I'm from the Houston area, or I live in the Houston area. And so the other guys that came and joined me, and we got a hotel room at the convention so we could just walk back and forth.
We had two
having a
beds.
Oh, yeah.
battle. Yeah. Oh. And then Chris had a little space on the floor.
And then
Yeah, it was very nice. You made that up for me on
Yeah.
the floor with a little blanket.
we didn't all sleep in one bed.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't try.
Yeah. But so we this was our first year, all of us attending Friday, I think, right?
Yes.
Because
I believe
usually we
so,
just
yeah.
come for Saturday and part of Sunday.
Mhm.
But we were all there for Friday, which I feel like there was more going on this year for Friday, like Comicpalooza, than usual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The highlight of the night for me, they had wrestling. They had professional
Wow.
wrestling,
Texas something wrestling.
and they had the Comicpalooza championship belt up on the line.
Wow. They seemed to like that was a thing, but I'm guessing it's the first year for the thing, even though they made it seem like
I
it
don't
was.
The first year for the belt, because they said this is the first
Yeah.
annual or first whatever
They'd already
the
given it to somebody, right?
Comicpalooza championship belt. I guess
Because
it was the
somebody
first
walked
time
in with
maybe-
it, right?
You know what? It might have been the first
Mhm.
time it was up for grabs, or for contention,
Yeah.
because I do believe they had a wrestling event last year that
Yeah, they
you
did.
might have gone to.
No,
that
I
we
missed
didn't get to go to. Okay, but yeah, so that was fun. I think the funnest part was just heckling the wrestlers and hearing
fun.
everybody else heckle.
They had some fun names. With the first match we got there for,
Yes.
because we came from a Star Wars trivia,
Yeah, with our
From
good friends
our-
from Skywalking Through Neverland.
which we'll talk more about them
Good buddies.
soon. Later on, we'll talk more about them. But yeah, so we came in, and the first match was the Love
Yeah.
Muscle
Yes.
Love muscle
versus I don't know who the other guy was.
I don't even know who
the
the
name
other guy
like
was.
Love Muscle.
Love muscle. Give me the heart.
Yeah. and Katrin brought us wrestling masks
Yes.
that 2 out
Well,
of
he
3 of us
brought-
wore
yeah.
the whole time.
He brought 2 wrestling masks and another mask that we won't mention.
Yours was a
What that
wrestling
mask
mask.
was.
It was
Yours was
silver.
Sure
It was like
I mean,
Destro from
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
with a zipper over the mouth. It was interesting.
No, there was no
it
zipper over
did
the
not have
mouth.
a zipper. It just didn't have as many colors as the others.
It was all
There were-
silver. All
Yeah, it was
silver.
3
silver.
luchador masks.
I-
Mine had teeth like a shark or a dragon or something. We couldn't quite figure that out. It was red and
Yeah.
green.
Mhm.
Katrin's was the I don't know,
I
the
mean,
bird on the side, Phoenix,
Phoenix or something. Yeah. it
Phoenix
was-
rising.
I picked
And
up.
I had, yeah, I like the
It was-
shark teeth
it was
though.
the
The
silver
coolest
mouth.
thing the coolest thing is that we could wear our glasses with these masks.
Yes.
So
We
we
should
Except
have
for
worn
mine.
mine tonight.
Except for mine. Mine wouldn't fit inside the mask.
Oh, that's true. The holes on the silver mask were not quite as big.
No. I wore it during the matches Man.
I originally tried the silver one on first, and I said, "Nope, this one's going to Chris."
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man.
That was
Yeah.
before you got here, so you
Yeah,
should have been here earlier.
Well, I had to charge my car.
Sorry.
I had to drive people to get dinner or lunch or whatever that day, and I had to charge my car.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
the charging places were
Poor
taken.
baby. So yeah, so the wrestling, I thought it was a fun time.
yes.
There was a bunch of matches. I thought some of them lasted a little too
It-
long.
They were long.
It was so weird because there's always this turning point in a wrestling match when the one wrestler's getting beat up and the crowd's getting behind him and he starts to turn it around and then they take over and it turns around. But in these matches, that would start to happen and then the guy just comes back. It's
Yeah.
like, they were a little long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel like
Well,
that,
they didn't need
especially
to
there's
be.
one match where they had these two big like Viking like guys and these two little like
Yes.
goth skateboarder guys. I'm like, well, this match is going to be fast. No, because I'm like,
Yeah.
they should have the Viking guys should have just like destroyed the other two.
Yeah. They were huge.
And they did most of the time, but they just drug it out.
They drug it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little guys could barely pick up the big guys.
Yeah.
But that was fun.
It was fun.
I was glad we got to see the love muscle because that was the one we were hoping to see.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see Love Muscle.
We got to
He
right.
liked to give hugs. It was right there at the beginning of that match. That was the funny thing. And he was trying to give everybody hugs and they didn't want any of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one
And-
wanted hugs. And then we saw a dollar store Wolverine fight.
Yeah. Who talked to a mask, which was weird.
That was a little
It's weird
weird.
because when you watch like WWE or AEW, you have the commentators and they're telling the story and you know what's going on. You're like, okay, what's the background? What's the story? What's
Yeah.
but when you go to events like this, there's nobody like telling you the story. So you just have a guy coming out with a Halloween mask that he's talking to and somebody named Love Muscle. And you're like, what is going on? Like, why is this dude talking to a mask?
Yeah.
Why do these people have some kind of demon deacon with them and they're like goth skateboarders? No one knows. No one knows the story.
Well, he was there to change everything. Like everything was going to be changing with these two guys.
I don't know. There was no change. We did successfully start the Watt chant.
Yes.
If you're familiar with wrestling, we started that
That's a thing.
a few times. And Chris was like, "What's going on?" And we're like, "What?"
That was fun.
No clue.
But it was hard to keep up because the guy wasn't stopping at the right time. So, and then he looked at everybody. And was
He's like, "I know what you're doing."
Please don't do that.
And we're like, "What?"
What?
So that was fun. So that was but like I said before that, we did Star Wars trivia,
Which was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah,
not
it was
only
so
were we there with our friends from Skywalking, but there was also a person that was helping do their keep score and also video some of the event.
It was Leilani?
Leilani, yes, she and her character's name is Tika, right? A Jawa from
Jawa,
Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, and Boba Fett
She
series.
kept stealing stuff from people.
She did.
She's
Yeah,
a Jawa.
crazy.
That was pretty cool. I recognized
Yeah,
her
that
from
was cool.
one of our guests on Living with the Land Speeder had a R2 unit, and he had some pictures on his Facebook page with her beside his R2, and I was like, oh, I've seen her before. So, and then we were like, that's her. It's got to be her. And then they mentioned it later, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a Jawa. So that was cool. But we never did talk to her.
You were too scared. You were like,
I was scared.
I was like, go talk to her.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
oh,
I didn't know what I would say to her.
I don't know.
You never do. I've talked to people like that at these things, and just like, I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I found the
Hey.
secret though. On the second day,
oh yes, you
I did talk to someone from Star Wars. I talked to little Leia, Vivian. Oh, I forget
Yep.
Vivian's last name.
Yep.
There's a person who played little Leia in or young Leia in Obi-Wan Kenobi. She was there. She was at a table, and like I was telling the guys, I usually don't go up to these tables because I'm not going to pay for pictures and autographs because it's so expensive. And I had my first convention that I ever went to. Peter Mayhew was there. I didn't know any better, and I just walked up and was going to shake his hand, and his handler like shooed me away because I didn't have a ticket. But she was there, and my daughter loves Lola, her little droid, and she dressed up as Little Leia for Halloween and a few other things. And I had a picture on my phone, and her mom was standing there, like off to the side, and was like, "Hey, I know there's a line. I don't want to bother. I just wanted to show you that my daughter, loves Little Leia and Lola." And she saw the picture, and she was like, "This is the cutest thing ever. Have you showed Vivian?" And I was like, "No, I didn't pay for an autograph or anything." It's like, "Oh, come here." So they like stopped the line and like take me behind the table, and we just sat there and chatted for a little bit. I'm sure everybody in line was like upset or mad, but she's like, "This is the cutest thing." And I had my droid backpack on. She's like, "Where'd you get that? I want one of those, Mom." So it was fun. So I got to chat with them, her and her mom, for a little bit without having to pay for anything. So that was cool.
Excellent.
I didn't get a picture because I didn't feel that would be right, but we got to chat. So that was cool. So I chatted with somebody from Star Wars. Wow. Jawa though, scared. You're like, nope. Mm-mm.
I didn't know. I wanted to say something like, "Hey, we want you on our show" or something, but like, does she know? Would she be interested in it? I mean, you don't know until you ask, I guess. But maybe we could have. I mean, we had a common friend and skywalking, and maybe we could have made it happen. So I don't know, but well, it's fine. Maybe we'll try. We could try it again.
But going back to Friday night after wrestling, what are you going to do after wrestling on a Friday night in Houston? What are you going to do after wrestling at Comicpalooza? Well, we're going to attend our first rave. They had a rave at Comicpalooza. I've never been to a rave.
I don't see why not.
I'm guessing this is not your typical rave. It was a anime themed rave where the DJ was spinning some anime hits, and Chris was like, "Oh, this is my jam. This is my kind of music."
Yeah, I did know some of them. The one that stood out the most was Teen Titans Go. That was
Caitlin's favorite.
Yes, I knew all the songs.
Yeah, because there's a section where it's just.
But here's what I felt like during the rave. I didn't leave my wrestling mask on for most of it because I felt like, okay, I don't want to stand out. And then but I felt like this is going to bring you back. If you're not our age, you won't remember this. Remember 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
I felt like the undercover cops that went to the rave, like just standing around.
Definitely. Yeah, I felt like a chaperone.
Yeah.
Watching around. Yeah. Although when you put the mask on, then you turned into like the serial killer.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
Gonna take someone out.
But somebody did walk in. They walked in. They like all mysterious, like black cloak, and they stand at this table and they pull this Scream Ghostface mask out, slowly put it on. Does the motions, pull their gloves
like
up,
dancing when they're doing it.
Yeah, and then just slowly makes his way into the crowd. I'm like, oh gosh, somebody's gonna get murdered tonight.
Those are a little weird.
It was very strange. Like it was very out of place because, it looked like a scene from Scream. Like, yep, someone's getting murdered. Like, do we hang around or do we leave?
Yeah, that was not.
We ended up leaving. Yeah. There was a few people there that were actually older than us. So, and it was sort of like Steve Buscemi from that one movie.
Oh yeah. Hey, fellow kids.
Hey, fellow kids.
Yes.
So it was interesting. We didn't stay long at all. We got some pictures and some video, which you can find on our Instagram, iamGEEK Show. Go check this out. And then we left. And we called it a night. I think we didn't do anything after that, right?
No, it had been a long day at that point. Catering had been up since like 3 in the morning or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And you could see on his face, it's like, oh, yeah, go to bed.
And he
Yes.
passed out with his wrestling mask on.
Mhm.
I did not.
I know.
I felt like we went somewhere after that though, because what it was is we
The
went
room?
to eat after the when did we go to eat?
We
Because
went to the wrestling, and after wrestling, we went to eat dinner
Yes.
oh,
At
at the
then we went
Rustic,
back to
and,
okay, yeah.
and then we
Dusty
went back.
Roads.
Yeah, yeah, a restaurant called the Rustic. And Chris made a discovery,
I did
which
make a
I think we
discovery.
should mention it
Of
because
course. I knew you were going to do this. So
just so
I got the menu.
it's a PSA for everybody out there.
I knew you were gonna say this, so I brought up the menu. Because I usually
Don't know how to
do
read.
like
Yes.
fasting. I usually do fasting, like 16 hours, whatever.
Yeah, you're better than us. We know.
So I don't eat a whole lot, but that day, like I drove down and we had our mom with us and she was getting food. I was like, gosh, it's gonna make me hungry. So I got breakfast and then we went out and got like tacos for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had stopped at Collins Street Bakery, which is amazing. And got some cookies there and an apple fritter. So I'd eaten like an apple fritter and cookies. I had so much that day. And I was just like, I wasn't really that hungry, but I felt like I kind of wanted a little something. So I was like, well, I'll just get some fries. And the thing about their menu is it's one of those places where it's just a bunch of weird stuff. Yeah, it's a bunch of weird stuff on the menu.
It was a regular menu.
No, like wild boar meatballs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Meatballs made out of boar. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, it's stuff that I don't eat or can't eat. A lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I thought for appetizer they had these fries that were cooked in like a prickly pear cactus juice or something.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's how I read it. That's because they were called cactus fries.
If you have it there, just go ahead and read it
I know. It's beer battered prickly pear cactus with jalapeno ranch.
Yes.
I had also been up since like 4 in the morning. Doing all that. So I read it as it was cooked in something that was like a cactus, like juice or whatever. But when I ordered it was actually cactus beer battered, which I cannot eat. I can't, I just physically can't eat stuff like that. And so they should have called it fried cactus. They really should just call it fried cactus.
Usually when it says beer battered, and then the thing after that is what's beer battered. So if it says beer battered onion rings, then you'd be like, oh, it's beer battered onion rings, not rings cooked in onion juice, but beer battered onion rings.
I didn't know you could eat cactus. So,
but the funny thing is
known as cactus is like the water, from the cactus. So.
The funny thing is you say that, and Kater and I both go, yeah, it's cactus that they've deep fried. It's cactus.
Yes, but the way
and you go, okay, I think I'll have some of that.
The way you guys say things to me specifically is like, oh yeah, well it's cactus. Like joking, sarcastic, making fun of me for asking what it is.
Yes.
Well,
so of course I didn't believe you.
Sometimes you make it hard not to make fun of you. I'm just kidding. It's okay. The waitress tried to give your cactus bites away to other people, and I don't think that worked.
She was very nice about it. And she asked if I wanted regular fries, which was not on the menu. They didn't have fries listed on the menu. Otherwise, I would just said order fries.
Well, I thought that's what you ordered. I didn't hear you order cactus fries when you ordered. I did, because you kept saying I want fries, and I was like, oh, he's just going to order regular fries, and and then we talked about it afterwards.
I was when he ordered it, I was like, I don't think. Well, maybe he likes cactus. I don't know, but he didn't sound like he knew what cactus was a while ago. Oh well, something new to experience. But
and it was experienced, and sent away. Yeah.
No. Well,
but I got fries. I got burger, and they were good fries. They were good.
Oh, that's good. Lesson learned.
Yes. And then that's when we went to the rave.
Yeah, for a few minutes.
Oh, but while we're at the rustic, they brought in like a house band or somebody.
Oh,
so we're gonna play. And they spent about like 15-30 minutes just like warming up.
Yeah, 30 minutes. And then they said, "Oh, should we do a sound check now?" And I'm like,
yeah. And then
last 30 minutes.
We're gonna start at 9:30. I was like, good grief. Let's just get it going here. Why don't we have to wait? It was loud. And
yeah, it was
hot.
very loud.
Very loud. Very loud. And misty. Yeah, the misters going. The whole place.
They did. It looked like a fog almost down in the area that was around the stage, because that was more outdoor. I guess all of it was kind of outdoor, but just a covering. But where we were sitting, we were more covered and more kind of inside, I feel like. But they had that mist going, and it just made everything feel sticky, I feel like, in there. So that was odd.
Yeah.
But
that was our first day. Our second day, went a little different, but some the same too. We had our panel on the second day that we did with Skywalking Through Neverland, who is a podcast that's been around for like 10 years, I think is what they said.
Over 10 years, yep.
So they're on the West Coast. So they do a lot of Disneyland stuff and Star Wars stuff. So you can check them out on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts.
So
we did
stuff that they've done that you can.
Yeah, they wrote some books.
Yeah.
And so we had them on, and we did sort of like our other podcast, Living the Landspeeder, where we take a Disney attraction and Star Wars fight, except they did West Coast, we did East Coast. Chris did Spaceballs. So you can check that on Living with the Landspeeder, which will either be out or coming out soon.
It will be. I probably will get it done tonight. I've got it started, so I will probably release it along with this one. So we'll have a Living with the Landspeeder episode and an iamGEEK episode, so you'll have lots to listen to this weekend.
Hopefully my audio isn't too bad on that.
It's all right.
He edited you out. Okay,
I just took you all. No, it's fine.
I thought I was supposed to be closer to the mic.
I know.
He edited you out, and he got a clip from Derek from another episode and just put Derek in.
That worked.
No,
that worked.
It's just during the part where you talk about your ride that it's super loud for some reason, and then the rest of it, it's not at all. I mean, it's fine. So it's just a couple minutes, so people will be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I apologize.
But we had fun with them.
It's not your fault. I told everybody to be loud or be up on the mic, and apparently yours was all turned up all the way.
I got too loud. I got too up on the mic.
I guess one of my concerns, I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, but about Comicpalooza was that our room that we did was like, everything's like way far away from each other from the main floor. So we didn't have a ton of people in there, I think, because of where the room was located. Because last year we were like
panel room, not our hotel room.
Yeah, the panel room. So like last year we did one on the floor.
Yes.
So there's people walking around and they can hear and stuff. This year it was upstairs on like the third floor in a different room. So even when we were walking around looking for panels, we were like, where's this at? And do we want to walk all the way over there?
I mean, I feel like I know how to read signs, but I was really confused about where the room was until we got there. I was like, oh, okay, I see now. But
well, the thing with the signs is because it wasn't like they have the hallways, but some of the hallways connect.
Yeah.
And so you could go down different hallways and get to the same room.
Yes.
So I think that's a little confusing.
Yeah. So, but the panel went, the panel, it went fun. It went fine. We had a good time. Our friends from Princess of Scoundrel came and sat in and listened and watched. So that was cool.
Nice.
And before that, I dressed up.
Oh yeah,
my Star Wars stuff, and we walked around with my droid backpack, so that was fun. Showed that off, and then afterwards, we had lunch, and then we got fully cosplayed out. Well, two of us, anyways. One of us got scared.
Yeah,
no, well, I was scared about part of my costume falling off, so I wasn't comfortable with it, and I just got mad and gave up on it. So
you did get very frustrated.
yeah, I should have at least one part of it. I guess I just didn't feel like it. Wasn't feeling the Fallout anymore.
Yeah, there's other Fallout that looked. I mean, you would have looked better than them. But you just like, nope, I'm done with this. So I wore full Ghostbusters outfit that I sort of I put Lola's on the back of it to sort of make it a Star Wars sort of crossover, but I also made the proton wand actually emitting the beams out of it, so that was sort of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Lit up. And then Chris, he went all out again.
I pulled out a tried and true costume.
He put on a Deadpool mask with a red suit, and I'm not talking about a Deadpool suit. Just a red suit and tie.
Oh, well, yeah, it's all full red suit, like as Deadpool would wear. I had a Fantastic Four tie on, and then I upgraded my Deadpool mask.
You did upgrade your Deadpool mask.
It's a better mask. It's got like the rubber eye pieces. Yeah. It's a lot better. But then I also added a really nice hat, a really nice black hat on top. I was decked out. I was
dapper. You might say
dapper. I was the best looking Deadpool around.
Well, I guess, but it's funny because there was other Deadpools though that were like almost, I mean, not quite screen accurate, but almost screen accurate, and they were just standing around by themselves most of the time. Deadpool in a suit. Every child in the place. Why children that shouldn't know about Deadpool? I don't know.
Children love Deadpool.
I was telling some people at work about that, and they said maybe it's because of Fortnite, because there are skins for Deadpool, and maybe that's how they know about Deadpool.
Is he wearing a red suit and a tie?
Not wearing a red
Fortnite?
suit and tie. No.
He was also in an episode of the more recent Spider-Man animated. Like the Spider-Man cartoon.
I think these kids are just watching the Deadpool movies.
I think so
one of them definitely was, because he came up and he had like a white T-shirt on, and he had like 2 orange guns.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, Deadpool, guess who I am?" And he started shooting his sides. I'm like, "I don't know, kid. Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Wolverine."
Yeah.
Because from the trailer, he's getting shot in the side. I'm like, you should be watching that.
So weird. Yeah, you were interviewed.
Was the weirdest thing, though.
Yeah, you were interviewed by somebody, and then
I have no clue where that.
Oh gosh! And then the thing that, well, let me set this up. Right before this happens, Chris goes, "Just so you guys know, I only see shapes. Can't see anything, just shapes." And then what proceeds to happen?
Well, a woman was like, "Oh, Deadpool, hey, can I get a picture with my baby?" And I'm like, sure, thinking like she's going to take like a selfie or whatever with her baby. No,
I was ready to take her phone for her so I could take the picture for her.
Even that would have been great. But no, she promptly shoves her child into my arms. And I'm just holding this child that I can barely see.
It was slow motion. It was happening in slow motion. I was like, he's going to drop a baby. It's happening right now. This baby's going to bounce off the ground.
And there was another guy, one of your Ghostbuster pals, but he had a Deadpool mask on, and she was like, "You too, come over." Like, I'm just waiting for her to take this picture as I'm holding her child.
You're just holding the baby out there,
hoping that she's just not going to run off or something.
Yeah, then you would have had a baby.
I would have had a baby. I'd still have a baby.
It's right here.
Here's the baby.
No, it was very strange.
That was so weird. And I'm guessing that she just did that with anyone throughout that she liked their costume.
She
just like
hold my
baby to them.
So 10 years from now, I could be like, look at this time where Deadpool held you. Mom, that's not Deadpool. He's wearing a suit and tie. It's some stranger that held you. Yeah, so that was interesting. There's a lot of the Houston Ghostbuster people were sect of Houston. I don't know what they're called. Was there with some cool vehicles, and then they had a containment unit that they had set up that you could put the trap in and make a ghost come on the screen, and that was cool. They had sumo wrestlers, which that was the first year for those, I think.
Yeah,
like sumo wrestling going on the floor.
Sumo wrestling, and then full steel combat.
Yeah, I think someone died there.
People in suits of armor hitting each other with swords and other things.
Yeah, like full contact.
They were down on the ground. It looked like they were hurt.
I'm pretty sure someone died. They just carted him off. There was a guy going by and goes, "Bring out your dead." I'm not quite dead.
Next year, before a panel, there's going to be an in memoriam, and it's going to
it's going to be full contact.
one guy. Yeah,
that guy. Oh my goodness. So we did that for a while. So that was fun. Got a lot of pictures taken. I was interviewed by two not aliens. I can't say aliens.
No.
Two
humanoids.
Two Jeremys. Two Jeremys, the reporters. They walked up to me and they said, "Hello, my name is Jeremy." And then the other one said, "Hello, my name is Jeremy." And then they said, "Are you human?" And I said, "My name is Jeremy." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "What is this weird thing?" Well, it turns out that there is a Meow Wolf, which is like an art. It's hard to experience thing opening in Houston, and they were from Meow Wolf because they said, "Do you know where Meow Wolf is?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, this makes perfect sense now." So I had a good conversation with them. That was fun. And then there was also a shirt monster from there walking around. And they were handing out stickers. And Katrin was very impressed with their stickers because he was like, "These things have a price tag of $5 on them.
$5.
They're just handing them out willy-nilly."
Yes. And we got some.
Yeah, it's nice. We didn't mention, your costume, Ryan, my costume. Katrin made like a prop,
it was very cool
costume, which is very cool.
I was going to let him talk about it, but
if you want to, if he wants to discuss it.
I made the helmet from Ghostbusters that the Keymaster himself wore. Rick Moranis wore in Ghostbusters. I made a prop that looked like that, and then also wore a shirt that was from the movie, but it talked about Little Shop of Horrors. Basically, that was so. I had a Rick Moranis cosplay, and one of the highlights of me wearing it was. This guy walked up to us. He was dressed like Chippendale Rescue Rangers, one of them, and he said, "Is this a Rick Moranis cosplay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it kind of is, I guess." And he's like, "That's awesome, man. That yours is pretty cool." And he pointed over at Chris's Deadpool. He's like, "That's pretty cool, but this one wins." And I was like, "All right,
Katrin wins."
So I've got a couple pictures with some
people. The best of the Scooby Doo. Well, we named them Scooby Doo characters all in one. We walked up to you and said, "Oh, can I take a picture of my buddy and I?"
We always talk about not knowing what to eat.
Every time we decide what to eat, we say that famous line. Go ahead and say it. And you go,
"Feed me, Seymour."
You go, and he's like, "Nope."
I didn't know which one he was talking about because he was talking about eating. So I was like, "Oh, feed me, Seymour."
You're like, "Go ahead, say that famous line."
I know. And you're like, "No, Ghostbusters." Yes, have some.
So that was fun. And then the Ghostbusters crew that was there had their own version of it.
Yes.
And yours blew it out of the water. Yours looked like it came straight from the movie.
Well, they admitted that they'd spent 10 minutes on it the night.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But they had a whole setup with a TV and with the helmet, and then they had their containment unit, like you said, and just all these little props here and there. So they had their own little setup. It was good.
No, their setup was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But your helmet.
But I think I still may have a bruise
Chef's
from
kiss.
wearing that helmet. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
I had foam when I put it on, but it still was uncomfortable after wearing it for a while. So I need squishy foam to put on with it. But it's now in my office
Oh,
I have I got a new office not too long ago, and I need decorations. So I was like, this is perfect.
you wear it at work. You sit
I
there.
wear it. I put it on during one of our meetings. And everybody was like, "What? No."
There was a kid that, like, I think Ryan was talking to the Ghostbuster people who are waiting him to join us. There was a kid that passed by, and he was like, it's like his dad or something. He's like, Dad, he looks just like Lewis Tully.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Yes.
It's like him.
Yeah. So
Now people have called my wife's father Rick Moranis before that he looks like him, which he sort of does. So there you go. So yeah, so that was our. I'm trying to think what else we did. We hung around there, and then we went to. We went away from the Comicpalooza for a little bit and went and played a little putt, a little different kind of putt shack.
Putt shack.
It had basically you wanted to get the highest number of points, not in regular golf.
But you're still trying to get the lowest number.
You get the lowest, but you get like bonus points.
Whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Like each stroke you add on, your point goes down. So like if you got like a hole in one, it was like 40. If it was in 2, then you got 30.
Yeah.
And then 3, 20, and so on.
And the holes were all different. Like it was like true or false. You had to answer a question. Yeah. You had to one was like the cup game.
Oh, like the beer cup game. Beer pong, there you go. Yeah.
The one was like a pinball machine and all kinds of stuff.
Tetris.
Yeah, who won, Katrin?
I was winning. I was winning the whole time, but apparently not enough. Most of a good portion of the half of the time.
Yeah. I was in last for most of it.
Yeah, and you end up winning.
Yeah, I pulled a miraculous hole in one.
You all
second to last.
Yeah, but I was still in the lead at that point. But you all were just behind me, just enough, and I only got 30 points on the last hole. And you all got 50, and it was just enough to send it. And I was like, good grief. The whole problem was that I hit the top of the ball, and I just didn't give it a good whack.
Yeah.
But I still could have messed it up. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, good, congratulations, Chris.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was sad the rest of the night.
He was.
He was. It was very sad. So sad.
That's one way to describe it. We ate dinner there too. They had food there, like a restaurant. So it
was good food.
Sat down
it was really good.
Chris
food.
Got some more cactus.
No, I got
some more cactus.
Bao buns. It was good.
Bao buns. Yeah.
I got a plain cheeseburger, which I found out doesn't include cheese.
No.
But they brought out cheese.
Our waitress was super nice.
She was super nice.
And she got that fixed for you.
Yeah. So that was our night. Then we went back to Mix and Mingle, where we just you just hang out with other creators and stuff there. That was it. That was it for the. We played some video games.
That wasn't it.
That wasn't it.
That was
one part on the elevator you did not mention.
Yeah, you didn't mention.
The businesswoman.
The businesswoman.
Yeah, we're staying in a hotel that frequently has business meetings.
There was a wedding that was happening.
Weddings were going on. And this lady is like, we're walking to the elevator, and this lady comes running with a drink in each hand.
Basically,
it was a glass of wine and like a little decanter.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that she has 2 drinks in her hand. I wasn't gonna mention what it was, but okay, well, she was. Woo! She's ready to party. And she's like, hold the elevator. I need help getting on the elevator. Because on the elevator, you had to use your key card and all this stuff.
She's like, I need some help with those buttons.
And Katrin's like, hey,
I said, we got you.
Shining armor.
I said, we got you. Not
and we're like, yep, we'll help this business lady out in her business attire. Because she was dressed like she was coming from some meeting or something. And you guys chatted the whole time.
Yeah, I was chatting with her because
I didn't. You guys did. Yeah,
because I was like, how's your day? How'd your day go and everything? And she like explained, it was great. It was a good day. Like this is my evening.
I'm finishing off my night.
Wine.
Yep.
Wine. So we hit the 15th floor for her, and she was going on up. And she's super nice, super lovely lady. Very, very, very enjoyable to talk to. And yeah, we're getting off the elevator, and she's like, "Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow."
And Kate and I look at each other like, no, weirdo, you won't see us tomorrow.
And I'm like, cool, yeah. Got off. I was like, you guys know who that was, don't you?
Business lady.
Business lady.
I was like, that's Amanda Weiss from Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure it's just a business lady.
She probably appreciated how not all like, oh, you're Amanda, aren't you?
Yeah, like, and I didn't want to do that. I was like, or like,
I really enjoyed you.
So in the have a nice dream tonight or something like that, which Katrin said after.
No, I
didn't.
You don't remember, Katrin, but you did.
You didn't say that, and you're like, oh, that would work.
Well,
no,
your wife said
her.
Yeah, I told my wife about it, and she was like, "Oh, you should have said see you in your dream or something, your dream, whatever it was, the line."
And I'm just still thinking, that's a business lady. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then Chris and I both saw Oscar Nunez. Was that his name from The Office? Was
getting
in
coffee.
Starbucks.
Yeah, getting coffee. Ryan was still in bed.
Yeah, we didn't talk to him. He was off in the distance, off by himself.
Let him be.
Let him be. That's the cool thing about staying at the Hilton Americas Houston is that's where everybody stays.
See all the business people.
And apparently 15th floor. We got to stay on the 15th floor next time.
15th floor next time.
That's where all the business people stay.
Probably. But what we would do on the mornings, I guess Saturday and Sunday morning, we would sit down near the Starbucks and just kind of people watch. But I think the better play is to go sit near the entrance to the skywalk, where they go over, because they may not go to Starbucks, but they'll definitely go across that bridge. Yeah. They're going to have to go.
That's where all the business happens.
All got to cross that way.
All the business happens. So next time.
We also saw Stan Stakai, who was artist creator of Usagi Yojimbo.
Yes,
he was with his dogs. He had 2 dogs.
Way to go, guy!
Not a rabbit. He was with dogs. And then Sunday we got to see someone that you usually don't get to see. Because you can't see him.
Oh yeah.
I'm still not sure if I saw him.
Yeah, John Cena was there, and we went to part of his panel.
Yeah,
we went to part of his panel.
Yeah,
he was great.
He was good. It wasn't.
He handled it well.
He did handle it well. The questions were not great. I'll just say it. I'll be honest. Questions that were given to him were not great, and so we were like, I think we're good. So we left. Mm-hmm. He did not come out in the Peacemaker costume.
No, he can't.
He can't. We found out.
Doesn't
even
allowed
to be near it.
It comes in like a bulletproof case or whatever.
Yeah.
That DC must lend out to him with like security.
Yeah. And then shortly after that, you guys had to leave. I did 2 more panels with Skywalking to Neverland, a Star Wars panel, and the Disney panel. And then I got to go in and see Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox for a little bit in their panel, which was great to see them, but it was hard to see them with their health. But it was great to see them. And I'm glad I got to be in the same room with 2 legends. And I told you guys, I'm like, you know what? It was great to see them, but they deserve to be retired, just enjoying the rest of their days and not having to do these conventions. Really.
Yeah. That's sad that they felt like they needed to come to this. I guess I don't know. Maybe they enjoy it.
Maybe they do.
They might enjoy it every now and then.
Yeah, but it was good to see them. But they again, we're all getting old, getting older. So
Yes.
yeah, but overall, good Comicpalooza.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. Met a lot of people. Maybe some of them are listening or watching right now. If you are, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be back next year. If we're allowed back after catering and all of the craziness. I don't know.
Well, I got videos.
We'll post them on Instagram later. But yeah, so that was our trip to Comicpalooza. We're going to do a little news and a little something fun before we wrap up. More has been released about Tiana's Bayou. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yes, I saw the video.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That was pretty awesome.
They've taken down the walls, so you can see it. They put up the sign. They showed a video of like the last scene, which was funny that they showed like the last big grand finale of the ride. You think they would have saved that, but they're like, let's just show the big grand finale.
Only thing they got done.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe so. So they showed that, which was pretty cool. So that's, I think, soft opening or something's in June, and then it'll be fully open by the end of June, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which June is like, what is?
I'll get to ride it in like 20
right around the corner. Yeah, right now.
Yeah. So I don't know when we'll get to ride it, but it's opening up. Woohoo! And then the big announcement today that it topped that was the wait, there was a trailer, wasn't it? Oh, Beetlejuice trailer came out. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I thought it looks fun. A lot of Easter eggs in the trailer.
There's a new Moana trailer as well.
Yeah, teaser.
Yeah. Teaser. The thing I liked about the Beetlejuice trailer is all the VFX, the graphics and everything, they kept with the style, like the stop motion and everything, where it doesn't, of course it doesn't look real, but like it just fits that world so well.
Yeah.
I love that. I like to do that.
Yeah, so that's coming out. But the big news today was the drop. The Ryan Reynolds released a short video of the new popcorn bucket for the new Deadpool movie.
Yeah,
it's Wolverine's head.
Yeah,
it's still more tasteful than the Dune popcorn bucket.
Yeah, you take the popcorn out of the Wolverine's mouth. That has like a textured tongue.
Yeah, like a big gaping mouth, and a little textured tongue on there. He's wearing his Wolverine mask, so it's not exactly just Hugh Jackman's face.
No,
it's just Wolverine's mask face.
Right. It's Wolverine's mask.
The weird textured tongue.
If it was Hugh Jackman's face.
Yeah. And it said made by Deadpool or something. Designed by Deadpool.
Designed by Deadpool, written on the side. Yeah.
I was hoping they'd have like two. One of Deadpool and one of Wolverine.
Well, Deadpool, he's got
still can
ink in his mouth.
Oh, that's true.
Because there was some like leaked stuff that showed a Deadpool and Wolverine, but maybe that wasn't real.
That probably wasn't real.
But there could be multiple ones because, like they did with Ghostbusters,
could be. Yeah.
Different theaters had different popcorn buckets. So you'd have to go to different theaters. Like this one had a ghost trap, but this one had a different ghost trap, and this one had a Slimer, and this one, had another one. So there's probably more coming out. But I thought it would be fun tonight to wrap up the show here. Is if each of us took a movie and designed our own popcorn bucket for that movie. We're going to do that real fast. We call this game, Hey, Popcorn Bucket. It's not a game, but we each picked a movie. We planned it for a long time.
So long.
Never mind.
Oh,
Nothing. Yeah.
Who would like to share their popcorn bucket design first? And hopefully it'll get made.
I'll go first because mine's probably not as good as yours, but I have two for my favorite movie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This will be the best. It won't be the best. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And mine is kind of really crazy and off the wall, but it's the bike. And then how it has the little storage compartment in the back. It's like this thing, it's not feasible to have this huge bike because you'd have to have it decently sized, but it would be so cool to have on your shelf, right? And then the other one was Speck's dog bowl. So Speck is his dog, and it's just a speck on the side of it. So it's you can have the bowl. So,
Nice.
there you go.
I like it.
Well, that's what I was going to do. So no, it's not.
One of the features of the bike, though, is that one of the funny things that happens, I guess, in the movie is that there's this chain that he pulls out of it.
Yeah.
And on the original version, you can see the chain coming out of the bottom of the container there. And if you watch newer versions, they kind of cut it where you don't see that happening. So
you're just going to have like Twizzlers coming out.
That it could have a hole in the bottom or something, I guess. I don't know. Some kind of weird. I don't know. There you go.
Chris, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, I thought of one movie, and I also thought of another one. So I kind of got two because I just want to say I'll do the second one that I thought of first because I just thought, well, you got to make a popcorn bucket of this, which is the movie The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
So there's on one point of the movie, there's a guy on a table and he's like dying or whatever. So that guy takes those emergency paddles to like pop him back to life or whatever. And he starts to do that, getting at his chest, and suddenly his chest opens wide up and it's a giant mouth, and then crushes his arms and eats them. So I'm just thinking, just a popcorn bucket of that guy on the table with like a big mouth in his chest, and you just eat the popcorn out of that.
Nice.
I think it'd be perfect. But the one I really wanted to say was Jurassic Park, because I love Jurassic Park. And you can go so many ways with Jurassic Park. You could have the car, upside down like the T-Rex had stomped on it and eaten out the bottom of it. You can just have a dinosaur or whatever. But I think the best one would be the lawyer on the toilet.
Yes.
And there's a lid to it. And the lid is just half his body. So you just pull off the top half of his body, and then you can eat the popcorn out of him. On the toilet.
All right.
You're just ripping them apart and eating the insides. I think that would be amazing popcorn bucket.
Huh. All right.
You're like, next.
I had another one. I forgot that since another movie, I'll go ahead and say my other movie. It was just going to be Back to the Future, but it was the DeLorean, but I couldn't figure out where the popcorn would go in, so it'd just be a car, and you could pull the doors open, I guess, and have it. So.
If it's the Back to the Future 2, they've got that like what is it?
The Mr. Fusion, right?
Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Open that up and the popcorn's inside.
Yeah. All right, Ryan.
I chose Goonies.
Okay, that was going to be another one of mine. So
there's two. So I'll start with the boring one first. The boring one, and then I'll say the boring one would be, which is not boring because it would be cool, would be the big organ, the big skeleton organ.
Yeah.
Open up the back of it. But
you push buttons and it opens up. Only if you push the bad note.
Okay.
It goes,
it shoots popcorn up.
But the popcorn bucket that everybody is going to want, which maybe it's only at AMC theaters. That's because they're at the top theater.
Is it a statue?
No.
Okay.
It's gonna have make sound. It's the blender.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be called Chunk's Confession. And every time you put your hand in it,
spill your guts. Tell us everything.
Everything.
Okay, I'll stop. It's not great. I cheated on my history exam. And so bad I glued on my face when I played Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs, and I blamed it on the dog. But the worst thing I ever done, I mixed up all his fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater,
So
I'm not sure that would work
the
in the
whole
theater.
thing.
So there'll be a switch on it. You can turn it off and on. But so every time you put your hand in the bucket, it says one of his confessions. Like he'll say one.
Okay.
So it won't go
Okay.
the whole thing, but every time, like it's gonna be the puke or it's gonna be and it'll have
Let's see.
lights. You can press a button and the blender will go, but it'll have an off thing. So when you're in the theater, just like the Ghostbusters and stuff, they have lights and sound, but you can turn them off for the movie theater. But at home, just think of the fun you're gonna have with Chunk's Confession blender popcorn bucket. But the popcorn goes. I mean, it's already got a big opening there. It goes in the blender.
Yep.
You press a button and the lights come on and stuff. And then when you put your hand in, it's just so going to start confessing stuff to you.
Nice.
I like it. Make it
You
happen.
can even have a strap on it. You can wear it around your neck.
Perfect.
I just thought that would be funny because it's so stupid.
Just don't get it mixed up with the actual blender.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of these, there'll be a sign. There'll be like a thing on it that says, an actual blender.
Not an actual blender.
Not an actual blender.
But all these popcorn buckets are getting more and more ridiculous. I mean, I could see them doing something. It's just so dumb like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting like, I think it's like, how ridiculous can we make a popcorn bucket and charge $30 for it or more?
Well, I mean, look at all the publicity they got from it because everybody was wanting to buy it, and it was weird.
Everybody wanted the Dune one.
The Dune one.
But if you had a bone organ and a blender that had Chunk's voice in it, which one would you pick?
Probably the blender.
Yeah, probably the blender.
Or maybe there'd be a third, like the cup could be like a booby trap cup, and you press a button. It's a booby trap.
Yeah,
love that movie. Such a good movie.
You could have a Chester Copperpot, or not Chester Copperpot, but the Blackbeard or whatever his name was, the One-Eye Willie. That's it.
One-Eye Willie. Yeah,
the One-Eye Willie skull or something, and
One-Eye Willie sipper. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if we got sippers, I mean Jurassic Park, you just got to get the shaving cream can.
Yep. There we go.
There you go. Or you could have the cane with the
amber.
Amber, thank you, at the top of it. And it could be a sipper, I guess.
It could be full of
a long sipper.
Nerd rope, like nerd rope with the thing on.
There you go. Yeah.
Fun movies. I think Goonies is one of those movies that I never want to be remade or rebooted. Doesn't need to be. It's like perfect the way it is.
They've tried to do some other things that were like it. Like everybody says, "Oh, this movie's just like
Goonies, it's like Goonies
or whatever." There was something recently,
which I'm fine with that when they do like it's like that, but not to be like, okay, we're gonna remake Goonies.
Yeah,
they don't need to do that. That was a question that they asked at the Back to the Future panel. Question was, if they remade Back to the Future, A, would you want them to, and then B, like how would you want it to be?
No.
And Michael J. Fox's first response was like, no. And then he said, well, you could do it like a female Marty if you really wanted to. And the whole crowd was like, no.
Yeah.
So I think everybody agreed, don't remake it.
Good.
Just watch the old.
Because then they'd be going back to like 94, and that's just sad.
Yep.
So there we go. We have our popcorn buckets. We had fun at Comicpalooza. What's next? Who knows? But episode 300 is
right around the corner.
Fastly approaching.
Yes.
What are we going to do for 300? I don't know. We're going to have every guest we've ever had back on in one episode.
Wow. We're going to be dressed just like the Spartans from 300.
Oh. Huh. I mean, you have lost a lot of weight.
I'm not fat anymore.
So there's that.
I've been trying.
Maybe we'll have some special guests on for 300. I mean, we have some guests that come around at least once a year.
Yeah.
We could drag him out of the closet. Do you get my drift? Maybe we'll have our ostrich friend back on. Who knows? We'll have a whole cast of characters pop in for episode 300. We got the technology to do it. We can do
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So Katrin will be here. I'll be here. Chris may
will be here.
Be here
Yes.
somewhere.
Unless somebody else has to be there.
But maybe both will be there. Wouldn't that be weird?
You can't have Skelehost and Chris at the same time. They can't be in the same room.
What if?
Can't share the same.
They don't
But it's
agree with
episode
each other.
300. I think we can make it happen.
They don't agree with each other, so it just
he's
gets ugly.
He just gets under my skin.
All right, so this has been episode 297 of I Am Geek, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with a new episode. Something fun, something new, and of course something. Say it with me now.
geeky.
Geeky.
Oh, wow.